Tonight, Nigeria records highest number of daily confirmed cases as latest update from NCDC hits 493. President Muhammadu Buhari loses Chief of Staff to COVID-19. Also, Edo State government commences enforcement of use of face mask. A very good evening to you and a warm welcome to the main news bulletin. I am Agatha Egwarojo. The remains of the Chief of Staff to President Muhammadu Buhari, Malam Abba Kyari, have been buried at the Gudu Cemetery, Abuja. He had tested positive to the ravaging COVID-19 and had been receiving treatment, but he died on Friday. Adogbejo Jegba reports.
The interment took place this morning after the Islamic rites. The burial was attended by senior public officials and his associates, including the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Boss Mustafa, as well as the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Gaba Shehu.
It's a big loss for the nation. The presidency has lost its rallying point. Mullah Abba Kyari was institutional as a person. He held the place together.
The late Abba Kyari earned a bachelor's degree in sociology from Warwick and a law degree in 1983 from Cambridge. He was called to the bar in 1984 after attending the Nigerian Law School. He worked for the law firm Fani Kayode and Suremimo after law school, and in 1990 he served as Commissioner for Forestry and Animal Resources in Borno State to 1995. Kyari was later appointed Secretary to the Board of African International Bank, a subsidiary of Bank of Credit and Commerce International. His banking career saw him serving as Executive Director, United Bank for Africa, UBA, from where he emerged as the Chief Executive Officer of the bank. In Benin, Adogbejo Jegba, NTA News.
And Nigeria's confirmed cases of coronavirus has risen to 493. This is as 51 new cases were reported by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, as at past 10 p.m. Friday night. 32 of the cases are in Lagos, 6 in Kano, 5 in Kwara, 2 each in the FCT, Oyo and Katsina, while Ogun and Ekiti has 1 each. Death from COVID-19 currently stands at 17, while 159 patients have been discharged. Now, with the highest spike recorded so far since the index case over a month ago, there are fears over an exponential rise in the number of cases in Nigeria. And Willie Okolo spoke with some medical practitioners on the rise.
With Dr. Vincent Adam from the University of Benin. He's a consultant public health physician in the community health department. Let's hear from him what this trend is going to portend for the nation in the coming weeks.
The recent spike of additional 51 new cases as at yesterday is already something. But at the same time, it's a good thing, because what that indicates now is that we are now doing more testing. And with more testing, you are having more confirmed cases. What that now tells you is for every confirmed case, if you do aggressive contact tracing, you are even likely going to comb more exposed people. So we should not worry. Like I said, the case fatality is 2 to 3%.
For him, community transmission of the virus is the leading cause of the rapid spike, and Nigerians need to be more compliant with the preventive measures.
Some people even feel that this COVID-19 thing is a scam. We should still campaign on this social distancing. It's for real. The awareness should trickle down to the grassroots.
For this medical personnel, however, Nigerians need to be strict in doing their part to curb spread.
The more patients we have, the more exposed we are, because we are very, very vulnerable. There are so many procedures I will have to perform on a patient, and I cannot maintain social distance. If I want to take a delivery, for example, I cannot maintain social distance. You have to stay close. If I have to immunize a child or a mother, I cannot go far. So I want to beg our people out there, let them comply with these precautionary measures. But if we get to a point where we now have a lot of health workers being affected and positive, nobody will be there to work and take care of them. So we don't want to be overwhelmed. Let them cooperate now, because prevention is safer, healthier than cure.
They want Nigerians to remain calm and adhere strictly to all medical advice to stay safe. In Benin, Anwule Okolo, NTA News.
And in the studio to talk more on the rise in the number of confirmed cases is a consultant family physician at the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, the UBTH, Dr. Sazel Baze. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
All right. For the first time, Nigeria is having the highest number of confirmed cases in a day, 51. What's your reaction to that?
Well, it's expected. All over the world, when you have pandemics like this, it usually starts from the index case. Usually, as initially, the cases you have are just cases that are brought in, as in the case of corona, cases brought in from outside, imported cases as it were. Over time, because it's a highly contagious virus, over time there starts to be what we call community spread. So you now start to have local spread within the society, not necessarily cases that were imported.
Okay.
So that is one of the key factors. So you expect it, that as people begin to interact with each other, which is why everybody talks about mitigation, staying at home and avoiding crowded places, you expect that, especially with a virus like this where a lot of people can have it and they are not symptomatic for some time. You may have asymptomatic carriers moving around the society and they're able to spread it.
Okay, now, are you saying that community transmission is already raging?
Yes, that's one of the major factors, community transmission. The second major factor or reason is that there's increased testing, which I think is the case in Lagos. If you notice, most of the cases that are coming up from Lagos, usually, like I said, you have asymptomatic carriers, so a lot of people will have it and not show symptoms. As you begin to test, as the test capacity of the society or the country starts to increase, you begin to get more cases because you are testing more people. So you may have had 50 people who were not showing symptoms. You only tested those who came with suspected cases that made them suspected cases, which made you test them. But as you start to do your contact tracing, finding out people they have interacted with who may not be showing symptoms, and your capacity for testing increases, you are likely to get more cases, which I think is what is going on. So I think those are the two major factors: community transmission and an increased capacity for testing. Okay,
with all of these new cases being recorded, will this have any challenge on infrastructure?
Well, the cases by themselves do not. Actually, I was telling someone today that if you see a country like Sweden hasn't shut down. They're having many cases, many deaths, but they have refused to shut down because they are hoping to get something you call community transmission. That's what they have decided to do. I'm not saying that's what there are different models. Now, there's a theory now, which again is a novel virus, so we are still discovering a lot of things. But some people, there are some schools of thought or some studies are showing that if you have got the virus and you recover, you are likely to have immunity. So cases on themselves are not necessarily going to put any stress on the infrastructure. Where we may have a challenge is where you start having symptomatic cases or very severe cases, and that number starts to increase. It now starts to put some stress on the infrastructure. But as it is now, as it were in the country now, we have had just about less than 20 mortalities. In Edo State now, we have very few cases. I think the state has discharged about 6 victims, so 6 patients. So we're not really having that number. So even though the number, as it were, is increasing of diagnosed cases, the infrastructure is not being overwhelmed or stressed because they're not symptomatic or they're not severe health conditions.
Okay, well, for me, the situation is scary, but I don't know, do you think there's any cause for alarm?
Well, there's no cause for alarm now, as it stands. No cause for alarm, no cause for panic, but there's an increased need for us to take the situation seriously, like you said, not to panic, but to take it seriously and adhere to the measures that have been put in place that have been outlined for everybody. You still have a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people were doubting, but I think with the incidents that happened overnight that the federal government released of the chief of staff of the country dying from it, I think that should put to death a lot of doubters that this thing is real. Now, when that happens, everybody has to take seriously the measures that have been put in place. Just obey the instructions and all the advice that we have been pushing out, the media has been helping us to push out, so that we curb the spread. So I won't say there's a cause for alarm or panic now, but there's a need for increased adherence to these measures to mitigate and stop the spread of the virus.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Dr. Saze, for your time.
It's a pleasure.
You're still watching the main news bulletin on NTA Benin. It's time for us to take a break. When we return, we have more reports, so stay tuned.
This is so glorious. Our government, both federal and state, they are trying to allay our fears and all that, but it's really very cheerful because that is the truth. If we were to face the truth, so we become cautious. Be scared of this virus because if schools are shutting down, the United States are shutting down institutions, UK, European countries, Nigeria is banning travel from 13 states and European states that are the states of supposed greener pastures, where people used to go for greener pastures for better life, and now we are restricting travel from these countries. I think that is a very serious matter.
Next time you visit the ancient city of Benin, two things will excite you: the warmth and welcome of its people, and of course, the class and style of its hospitality business. Randeki Gold, home of hospitality like no other, located in one of the most serene environments in the ancient city, truly classy and exquisite with world-class facilities, fully equipped digital multipurpose hall with life-size ultra-high definition LED screen, 180 square meters king-size swimming pool with bubble bath, enough to leave you breathless. The exotic Ariel's Bistro and Grill restaurant with variety of continental dishes, especially some of the rarest delicacies you can find in town. Fact is, a visit will truly convince you that we are gold. Randeki Gold is the gold wing of the prestigious Randeki Royal Hotel at 6 Henry Street off Ihama and Boundary Roads, GRA Benin City. www.randekihotels.com. Randeki Gold, our hospitality is gold.
My people, make una open our ears wide. Because of this coronavirus wahala, government don't say make everybody sit down for house. Coronavirus now bad disease wey don kill many people. But no cause for alarm, just do wetin government talk. Always wash your hands with soap. Cover your mouth and nose if you want cough and sneeze. No near anybody. Remember say all markets and shops remain closed except medicine stores and shops for essential things. Government don open food market for primary schools for every corner. You fit waka go there, but government say anybody wey wan comot for house must wear face mask. Remember say if you see as your cough and sneeze be, or say your body dey hot, or you no fit breathe well, oya go see doctor or call these toll-free numbers 0800-123-5111 or 0800-220-0110. On my way just come from abroad, I beg, show yourself to government now, make them help you. My people, shine your eyes and sit down for house. Coronavirus no fit come meet you for your house. Them say heaven help those who help themselves. May Edo State government bring on this message.
The first 6 months of a baby's life brings that first grasp, that first smile, that first laugh. For the first 6 months, don't give water. Breast milk has everything baby needs to grow strong and sharp. For the first 6 months, give baby only breast milk. No water, no fluid, exclusive breastfeeding. Start strong. Zero water for a better future.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Health, Edo State Government, with support from Alive and Thrive and other partners.
Glory be to God in the highest. I know that times are difficult, but the darker the night, the brighter his light. We must celebrate the death and resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. On Easter Sunday, we have an Easter resurrection service, 7:30 a.m. Later relayed in EBS by 10 a.m. and other channels that we have. We must have church on Easter Sunday, no matter what. So get your family together and enjoy Easter resurrection service. There will be Holy Communion. Get bread and get a non-alcoholic beverage, and we will share the Holy Communion in fellowship. May God bless you. In Jesus' name.
Thank you for staying tuned. Edo State Government has concluded the first phase of distribution of food items to reduce effect of the measures put in place to curb spread of coronavirus. A report. The items were distributed to widows and the State Command of the Nigeria Correctional Service.
It's not just only relief material to the correctional center. It will go a long way to change their psychology.
I would say thank you very much for putting smiles on the widows.
Special Advisor to Governor Godwin Obaseki on special duties, Yakubu Gowon, is leading the team.
Able to reach out to 90,000 families, and it's a continuous exercise. We are looking at reaching out to 150,000 families by the second phase.
As the state government continues to reach out to the needy in this period of the scourge, hopes are high that the federal government's stimulus package will complement efforts to provide for the vulnerable.
We've not received anything, but there are indications that we'll be expecting some level of support.
Now, the Oba Ewa II Foundation has commenced a palliative distribution program targeted at orphanages, the elderly, widows, the vulnerable, and less privileged persons living in rural areas in the 7 local government areas that make up the kingdom. The exercise is part of measures to mitigate the adverse economic and social effects of COVID-19 pandemic. A statement by the Executive Secretary of the Foundation, Ifweku Adeyan Okoro, indicates that the exercise is in 2 phases. Phase 1 will see distribution in 2 selected villages in each of the 7 local government areas by the distribution team that will be on ground in each village so that beneficiaries will not have to move from their places of residence. The statement adds that distribution shall be done in the presence of the Enuge and Odionwe, who will ensure the items are given to the identified beneficiaries as they are in the best position to know them. Phase 2 of the exercise will see the benefiting villages increased to 5, while modalities for distribution remains same. The statement welcomes well-meaning individuals, groups and corporate bodies willing to partner with the initiative. We'll take another break now. Do join us again.
Signature Hotel, please until Signature Hotel, a place of hospitality in the heart of Benin City. Please
Pleasant Hill Signature Hotel, a place of hospitality in the heart of Benin City. located at 134 Akpakpavo Road, Benin City, Edo State, or call 0528 40557 or 081363908.
Please until Signature Hotel. Please until Signature Hotel. A place of hospitality.
All Meals and Motors, now safety of all our passengers be number one. We dey make sure say we use new motor and driver wey qualify carry our passengers reach where them they go.
Correct! Safety first. Safety first. Amels and Motors. Now you, Biko.
Safety and comfort come to Amels and Motors. Our head office there for number 156B, Benin Aoshi Road, Aduawa, Benin City. The path of the road from Benin, number 1 Eagle Street off Sopomba Road, by Sizzler, by Ring Road there for Benin City. Number 188 Motala Mohammed Way, Benin City. We there for number 38 Tubo Lagos Road, opposite UBTH Gate, Benin City. For Akpoma, Amels and Motors there by Beverly Hills Junction, Benin Aoshi Expressway, Akpoma. For Abraka, we there for Police Station Road Junction, Abraka Delta State. For Port Harcourt, Amels and Motors just there for number 3 Oluwa Passenger Road by Rebisi Motor Park, Waterlines, Port Harcourt for River State. We also there for number 190 Abba Port Harcourt Road by Rumola, Port Harcourt, River State. For Uyo, Amels and Motors there for number 115 Ikotek Pene Road, opposite Akwa Ibom Transport Company. Uyo, Amels and Motors, as lion be king of forest, now so Amels and Motors be king of the road. Bam!
This is not just a hotel. It's a resort, a place where luxury, class, and hospitality meets. It's not just four walls. It's a reinvention. It's an idea that relaxation should be brilliant. We offer world-class services that makes the experience unforgettable.
To dey hear my customers, they complain about my place because light no dey and the heat na die.
Light matter no be problem to any business again, no. Because Uyi Technica, the generator headquarters, don't give solution to every business to blow, even with the small money for your SSO pocket.
Hey, I say cheap so na be say I go buy one for my store and the one wey go pump water and carry our air condition for house.
Oh yes, so generator for everybody. Oh, for Uji Technica, all kind quality generator boku. From small generator go reach a big package generator with original spare parts. Uji Technica, na dear 100% copper generators a day. No be aluminium, no. Even grinding machine and pepper milling. Okay, Kofiara, come carry your own from the generator headquarters, 79, 81, 83 Mission Road for Benin City.
Ogbelo 2020 don't come with ogbonge travel awufo. Muyi Line, the transport company where get everybody for mind. Say comfortable traveling no suppose tear pocket o. As a bonanza price still dey from Benin to Lagos, mine to Yanakwaja Yaba and Aja for just 2,500 naira. Benin to Port Harcourt 2,000 naira plus cheap awu price. So worry Bayelsa and Niger Delta routes, including Ekpoma, Auchi and Abuja. Muyi Line executive charter cars like Toyota Corolla, Toyota Camry, and Sienna dey to local and international airports and anywhere for Nigeria. Save money, enjoy safe and comfortable journey as this travel awoof day till June 30th, 2020. Muyi Line head office day 169 Oselu Lagos Road, opposite Technical Junction, Benin City. Muyi Line, friend of Nigeria students.
Thank you for staying tuned. But with COVID-19 taking its toll on citizens, some criminal elements seem to be adding to the burden. In the last few weeks, there has been a series of alleged court-related killings, armed robbery and kidnapping, which the State Police Command says it is rising up to. Udwakobong Achibong takes it up from here.
Investigations have commenced into the kidnap and murder of 2 members of the Lord's Chosen Church in Lagos. They were kidnapped in Aho community while traveling from East to Lagos on the 1st of January this year. According to the police public relations officer, Chidinwa Buzo, in a telephone interview, the police commissioner, on receiving the petition by the church on the 4th of March 2020, assigned the case to the Anti-Kidnapping and Cybercrime Unit of the Command for further investigation.
The operatives of this unit swung into action, and through a diligent investigation, a credible intelligence led them to the arrest of one Abdullahi Usman, age 22 years old. And as the investigation deepened, the suspect, Abdullahi Usman, led the operatives to Aho, that same place, that is that same community where the victims were kidnapped.
Okay.
And 2 other suspects of that criminal gang were arrested.
The police image maker also said that the police commissioner visited the scene of the crime at a Aho community along the Benin bypass.
We found the 2 bodies of the victims, and immediately their remains were evacuated by specialists and taken to the mortuary.
While investigation is ongoing to ensure that members of the gang are brought to book, the police wants the public to be vigilant and cooperate with them to ensure the protection of lives and property. In Benin, Udwakobong Achibong, NTA News.
And a multiple ghastly accident occurred in the early hours of today at Enya axis of the Benin-Auchi route. It involved 2 articulated vehicles and a truck conveying diesel to a petrol station in Benin. Adugbeji Ojegba reports.
An eyewitness has an account of the accident.
The vehicle, the truck that carried about 45 liters of diesel, parked here in the night. So as it was coming, trying to reverse, the other vehicle, the truck that was carrying about 30 tons of granite, was coming with speed. So we start seeing. So before he could be able to reach, because the other one was not with lights. So himself, the conductor was not even with touch. So before he could be able to discover what was happening, he was trying to dodge this same truck driver. So both of them collided.
The drivers are said to have sustained multiple injuries and already receiving medical attention in the health facilities.
Is to free the motor out of the road, make sure everything is okay.
As at the time of filing this report, gridlock on the road had abated, with efforts being made to ensure the accidented trucks towed in Benin. Adugbeji Ojegba, NTA News.
And that concludes our package for tonight. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe from coronavirus. Good evening.